The XtraPivotGrid not only provides you with powerful on-screen data analysis features, but it also enables you to export data to numerous formats. These can then be distributed to colleagues or clients for use in presentations or for further analysis. The supported export formats include XLS, XML, plain text, HTML, and PDF files. In this video, we'll show you how to export data from the XtraPivotGrid into an Excel spreadsheet. So let's take a look. Start by dropping a ribbon control onto our form. Let's also drop a pivot grid control, and we'll dock it to fill the rest of the available area. From the Pivot Grid Smart Tag, we'll bind our pivot grid to the Northwind database. We'll choose the products table and click Finish. Next, we'll run the XtraPivotGrid's designer and click Retrieve Fields. Our data is immediately populated. We'll keep the data in the default layout and leave it up to the user to decide which type of pivot grid to create. Next, we'll run the Ribbon Control Designer and add a button. Let's name it Export to Excel. Then add the button to the default ribbon page group and name it Export. Let's also name the page Export. I select the button and implement an item click event for it. This will handle the operation of exporting from the pivot grid. Next, I add the following import statements. Then, add a local field which represents the Excel application. And now add some code to do the export. So, we have a relative file path for our Excel spreadsheet. This file I/O code deletes it, if it exists, and allows it to export multiple times. And all we need to do to export it to Excel is call the Pivot Grid Controls Export to Excel method and pass in the file name. This code will create an instance of Microsoft Excel, show it, and then map the relative path to the physical path that opens that workbook. The final step is to add a reference to the interop.excel assembly. Click OK, and you'll see it as part of our references here. So let's go ahead and run the application. Here we have our default layout. From here, we can add whatever column fields we'd like to populate the pivot grid with. And now, when we click on the Export to Excel button, you can see that Microsoft Excel has opened up and is populated with the same data from our pivot grid. For more information, check out the XtraPivotGrid documentation on the web. Thanks for watching, and thank you for choosing DevExpress.